heard a door.
I heard that
Literally
too.
a door hinge squeaking. I actually sounded she's screaming. You remember how to get out, right?
The following footage was uploaded to the channel Joel Wackley in late 2025. In the video, Joel and several friends traveled deep into the mountains of mid-Wales to spend the night inside a remote stone shelter known as a bothy. Built during the 1850s, the building has developed a reputation among locals for being haunted, with stories linking it to a tragic family that once lived in the area. Although the group had heard the rumors, they remained skeptical and viewed the trip as an opportunity to investigate the claims for themselves. As darkness settled across the valley, the atmosphere quickly became unsettling. At one point, Joel mentioned hearing movement outside the building, though the group initially dismissed it. Later that evening, they discovered a visitor logbook left behind by previous guests. Curious, they began flipping through the pages. What they found inside would completely change the tone of the night.
Someone screamed Hannah for about 10 minutes at 3 a.m. What? Felt something crawl on me, but I made it alive. Would have camped. As soon as we arrived, there was a noticeable gust of air that hit us as soon as the door opened. It sounded like at least 2 of the upstairs doors slammed, and this freaked us out. We lit the fire around 7 p.m. The sound started again. It sounded like several crying children. What? No. Yeah, as soon as we stepped outside to investigate, the sound stopped. This is another story. It's just like, P.S. Ghost children featured in our dreams.
That's weird. They literally said the exact same thing as someone else on a different beach.
Supposedly, this bothy is haunted by the mother of Wales, but who all passed away. Apparently, Kane hears noises at night, whistle. Everyone was asleep, and no one knows what could have been. Oh, bro, I'm reading it, I get goosebumps. Right, okay, so I'm going through this book. I don't know, one of them said about the history of the family. Yeah. And like father and children. Yeah, the children, the father. Yeah. So very. The mother committed. Yeah, I think that's why it's supposedly haunted. But yeah, here it says.
Whoa, what was that?
Do you hear that? What was that?
That just moved.
What was it?
You seen it just move.
What was it?
The soldier slip.
I did that.
Nah, but bro, that happened earlier.
I was about to read this.
And he's about to read it.
It says, right, one thing I will say. I was woken up in the early hours to the doorknob of the room being round. No one was here with us. Also regardless.
As they continued reading through the journal, the group discovered entry after entry describing strange and seemingly paranormal encounters. Many visitors claimed to have heard screaming voices, crying children, slamming doors, and unexplained noises in the middle of the night. What made the stories particularly unsettling was how similar they were. Many of the entries appeared to describe nearly identical experiences despite being written by completely different people. Then, in the middle of reading the journal, a nearby object suddenly shifted and fell on its own. Under normal circumstances, the incident might have been easy to dismiss. But after spending the evening reading page after page of unsettling accounts, the timing felt difficult to ignore. Wanting to test some of the claims for themselves, the group headed upstairs and closed every door they could find before returning downstairs.
That door is wide open. Right, let's close this, please. Well, that door's shut, and that door's shut, and that door's shut. We're not going to come upstairs. If we hear anything, we'll go up there. If any doors are open or anything like that, we know. I've never stayed in a place intentionally knowing that it's haunted. Oh, bro, that was closed. Where should I set the GoPro? Did that just open on its own a bit? Look at it, look at the door. I don't want to be the last one down, bro.
What's on here then?
That's so
Sounds like someone's just pacing back and forth from that room to the other room.
Why are you breathing so deep, bro?
I don't know.
That's on my heart is racing.
Oh my
Bro, I just cheered the fuck out, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah, now I found it cold in his.
That was a full pace, bro.
Yeah.
And that door was closed. So where are they going?
Oh, dude, I don't know.
When they later returned upstairs, one of the doors they had previously shut was standing open. The discovery immediately put everyone on edge. As they examined the doorway, another strange detail emerged. Footsteps could be heard moving somewhere above them. The sounds resembled someone pacing from room to room. The group stood frozen, listening. The situation felt eerily familiar. Just moments earlier, they had been reading journal entries describing nearly the same thing. Despite their growing anxiety, they decided against investigating further. Instead, they settled in for the night and attempted to get some sleep. Unfortunately, the strange activity wasn't finished.
Bro, that wasn't steps, that was like a jump.
Thud, bro.
They were like getting somewhere, no?
You just heard the loudest thud upstairs
What's your
and
opinion?
banging upstairs.
Shh. Oh, yeah. What?
I swear it down, bro. That sounded like music, bro.
I hear something.
Shh, I saw that.
No way. How did you say that? Yes. What? Bro,
Okay, so one of the things that is reoccurring that people hear is classical music, and we can hear classical music.
There was like a nice tune.
It was like a ding, ding.
It was like, it sounded like harp.
What was that?
Is that the door? Yo, that was the front door latch moving there.
Yo, listen to the humming. You can hear that. Oh my god.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Shh.
Oh my god.
What the hell? What?
No, actually, no. Get me out of here.
No.
What do you mean, no, bro?
Not long after, the sounds began again. First came another loud thud from somewhere inside the building. Then, to their disbelief, they started hearing what sounded like faint classical music drifting through the darkness. The moment immediately caught their attention because several entries in the journal had specifically mentioned hearing unexplained music during the night. Now it seemed to be happening to them as well. By this point, any hope of getting a good night's sleep was gone. Most of the group remained awake for the remainder of the night, listening carefully to every sound coming from the old building around them. When morning finally arrived, they wasted little time packing their belongings and leaving the bothy behind. To this day, there's no clear explanation for the doors opening, the footsteps overhead, or the mysterious music they heard echoing through that isolated valley. With no nearby homes and no obvious source for the sounds, the experience remains one of the strangest nights the group has ever documented. And according to the countless entries left behind in that weathered journal, they may not have been the first visitors to hear those sounds, and they probably won't be the last. Urbex Hill is one of the most infamous urban exploration channels on YouTube, run by Chris Hill, a man known for pushing his luck in places even veteran explorers won't touch. His specialty? Venturing into massive decaying structures, and always doing it alone, often under the cover of night. In January of 2023, Chris uploaded a footage of one of the most unnerving explorations yet, a midnight visit to the abandoned Paul Revere Elementary School in Cleveland, Ohio. The school, after nearly a century of use, was shuttered in 2015 due to declining enrollment. Plans were whispered about turning the property into a housing complex, but as of 2024, Paul Revere Elementary still rots in silence, left to collapse in on itself. From the moment Chris steps inside, the ruin is overwhelming. The lower floors are submerged under murky floodwater, ceilings sag, walls peel like dead skin, and the air hums with the smell of rust and mold. Books, lesson plans, and even chalkboards still linger in the classrooms, slowly being swallowed by decay. Yet on some of these boards are messages written in fresh chalk, proof that someone, or something, still walks these halls. This wasn't Chris' first trip. He had visited the year before, and viewers who once studied there left haunting comments beneath that video, mourning the fate of their childhood school. For them, Paul Revere Elementary was once a place of joy. Now it's only a ruin and shadow. Roughly 10 minutes into the exploration, Chris freezes.
What is that? Do you hear that? Somebody's here.
From the corner of his lens, another beam of light cuts through the darkness, a flashlight. Another figure is here, alone, silent, and moving. At 1 a.m, in a place like this, you don't wait to see what their intentions are. Chris slips into the shadows, retreating deeper into the school, hoping not to cross paths again. But the building doesn't let him go so easily. On the top floor, Chris enters the bathroom and immediately recoils.
Somebody's in there. Scared the out of me. Oh, man.
At the far end, a human silhouette stands perfectly still, framed against the dim light. For a moment, Chris believes he isn't alone. He raises his weapon, ready to confront whoever is waiting.
Hello. Oh, it's a f***ing toy. Oh my god, that scared the out of me.
It isn't a person, it's a mannequin. Someone deliberately placed in there, waiting in the darkness, positioned just to startle anyone reckless enough to step inside. But what's most disturbing is the timing. Just as Chris entered, the mannequin toppled forward, as if lunging toward him. Shaken but not deterred, Chris presses on. Some rooms look almost frozen in time, whiteboards scrawled with lessons, teaching supplies that could have been salvaged. Instead, they're abandoned to rot along with the building. Roughly 30 minutes later, Chris finds himself on the roof, testing the limits of the fragile structure. The risk of collapse is real, but he manages to climb down safely. Back inside, the silence is shattered by something else, an unearthly howl echoing through the halls.
The safe is still here. I wonder what's in it.
The sound cuts him off. His camera catches movement, a shadow shifting behind a distant door. He isn't alone, again. Gun in hand, Chris searches every room, but finds nothing. The presence remains unseen, but watching. Finally exhausted, he decides to leave. Yet Paul Revere Elementary has one more secret to give.
Oh, here it is. This place is crazy. I remember the last time it exploded. Hello? Hello? What? Okay, I know I heard somebody coming down these stairs. I'm out.
Footsteps pound above him, deliberate, heavy, in sync with his own. He calls out, no answer. He ascends the stairs only to find empty halls. The sound has vanished. Chris makes his way out, rattled but unharmed. Since then, he's continued exploring America's forgotten ruins. But Paul Revere Elementary still stands, waiting, its halls echoing with more than just memories of children. I have to say the most disturbing part of this video was clearly the mannequin. If you go back and you look at it in slow motion, it still seems like the mannequin lifts up and then comes forward a little just before it falls to the side. For a couple of seconds, I even thought it was a real person. So what do you think? Do you think the mannequin was creepy, and would you have continued the investigation after witnessing a jump scare like that? Let me know in the comments. If you're enjoying the video so far, please consider subscribing. Your support genuinely helps the channel grow. And the deeper we go, the more disturbing these encounters become. But for now, let's continue. In October 2020, a YouTuber named Dale uploaded a disturbing video to his channel, Signs and Signals. In the video, Dale and his friend Dave set out to explore an abandoned church somewhere in the United States. What makes their visit particularly unsettling is that this was not their first time inside the building. Just weeks earlier, the pair had experienced something strange during a previous investigation. Yet despite what had happened, they decided to return once again.
I ain't got the most battery left in the world. I ain't got the most battery left in the world.
Despite their earlier experience, Dale and Dave entered the church and began exploring. Moving cautiously from room to room, they searched the building for any signs that someone might be inside. After checking multiple areas, they found no evidence of squatters, trespassers, or any other activity. Satisfied that the church appeared empty, the pair made their way toward the main seating area. But before they could get very far, something suddenly stopped them in their tracks.
What's that? Hey.
We're gonna set up and try to record again.
You sit there. You gonna do that?
Yeah.
You just sit over here, and I'm gonna try over this way. Dude, did you not hear that? Dude, I just heard like a sigh or something. Or like, bro.
Sure we are?
Huh?
Are we sure?
We checked every room, dude. That was definitely like a voice. Like that wasn't like some clock. What was that?
No, dude. No.
Dude.
No.
Dude.
I don't want to.
David? Dude. Dude, what was that, bro? Dude. Oh my God, bro. You have gotta be, bro.
No, dude. We should go.
Like.
After hearing several strange noises coming from nearby rooms, the explorers decided to investigate. What they found only deepened the mystery. Sitting in the center of the room was a lone chair. The problem was that neither one of them remembered it being there. Earlier in the night, the chair had been positioned several feet away in a completely different location. Yet somehow, while they were elsewhere in the church, it had apparently moved on its own. The pair spent another 15 minutes searching the building, hoping to find a logical explanation. But despite checking the surrounding rooms once again, they found nothing that could explain what had happened. Unable to make sense of the experience, Dale and Dave eventually ended their investigation and left. Most people would have stayed away after that. Dale, however, had other plans. Roughly a year later, he returned to the same abandoned church. This time there was no partner, no backup, and no one else inside the building. Dale would be exploring completely alone. Unfortunately for him, what happened during that visit would prove even more unsettling than before.
This place is really old too, guys. Been around here since 1800s, mid 1800s. Hi, Mr. Chair. Is anybody here that'd like to make some communication with me and let me know that you know I'm here? Let's just go set up in the usual spot and see if we capture anything. Is anybody here with me? Somebody in here? Dude, what? Man. Oh God, dude. That's like they flew off the shelf. Yep. totally somebody. Right.
As Dale continued exploring the church by himself, he eventually returned to the same room where the chair had mysteriously moved during his previous visit. While attempting to communicate with whatever might be inside the building, he suddenly witnessed something difficult to explain. The chair appeared to move on its own. Caught completely off guard, Dale froze for a moment as he tried to process what he had just seen. After gathering himself, he entered the room to investigate, but once again found nothing that could account for the movement. By this point, Dale was struggling to rationalize what was happening around him. Although the encounter left him visibly shaken, he decided to continue the investigation rather than leave the building.
I know what I'm supposed to do in here. Oh. What? See, somebody's in here messing with me, dude. Somebody in here messing with me. I'm just in here taking pictures. Oh. I'm not.
To Dale's shock, the strange activity only continued. Moments after hearing the sound of a piano somewhere inside the church, he moved toward the noise to investigate, but before he could reach it, a loud crash suddenly echoed through the building. Then, almost immediately afterward, the piano could be heard once again. That was enough. Terrified and no longer willing to push his luck, Dale turned and rushed toward the exit. Fortunately, he made it outside without incident. To this day, there is no confirmed explanation for how the chair appeared to move, what caused the piano to play, or whether anything paranormal was actually present inside the church. Skeptics may argue there are ordinary explanations, while others believe the building may have been home to something far more unsettling. Whatever the truth may be, Dale's repeated visits produced a series of experiences he was never able to explain, and as always, I'll leave it up to you to decide exactly what was waiting for him inside that abandoned church. In July of 2025, a YouTuber named Levy uploaded a chilling video to his channel, Ghosty, known for exploring abandoned locations throughout the United States. Levy frequently visits places rumored to be haunted. In this particular video, he traveled to Glencliff Mansion in Garrison-on-Hudson, New York, a location long associated with paranormal stories. From the moment he stepped inside, Levy admitted that something about the mansion felt unsettling. Still, he pushed forward with his exploration. During the first several minutes, he discovered signs that other people had likely been inside the building recently, possibly scrappers or squatters. But aside from those clues, nothing seemed out of the ordinary. That would soon change. While exploring the upper levels of the mansion, Levy began hearing sounds that he couldn't explain.
So this place is creepy. There's a spirit that wants to communicate with me. You can't make any type of noise. Just let me know if you're here. It's like a downstairs, or I was gonna say downstairs to nowhere, but oh, what was that? Hello, anybody there? I heard a bang. If somebody's there, can you make another noise? Oh. Oh, you hear that? I don't know if that's the bats. Or the church up here. I'm just here recording. If you don't want me here, just let me know. It's moving. We just got into. It has to be the bats.
After hearing the noises, Levy immediately stopped and listened. As he stood there, additional sounds echoed through the mansion, seemingly coming from the same area. Concerned that someone else might be inside the building, he cautiously moved toward the source. Despite searching nearby rooms, he found nothing. Unsure of what had caused the noises, Levy eventually left that section of the mansion and continued toward an area known as the church room. But shortly after entering, his camera captured something he wouldn't notice until much later.
Oh, the church is right there on top. I was keep forgetting where is that located at. It was kind of weird. Now this is a whole different view right here with the church. A little brighter so you guys can see just a little bit of it. Oh. You hear that sound? Let me get close to it, maybe I could hear it better. Maybe the birds outside is kind of weird. Oh. Hello? There was two couple of bangs. There has to be somebody messing with me.
If you look closely at the footage, a dark figure can briefly be seen standing behind one of the windows and appearing to stare directly toward Levy. At the time, however, he was completely unaware of its presence. It wasn't until later, while reviewing the footage, that he noticed the figure. Believing the strange noises were still coming from somewhere nearby, Levy continued his investigation and made his way toward another room connected to the church area. But once inside, he encountered something even stranger.
A can of Budweiser. I don't know, I haven't drank beer in a long time, but, oh. Can you make that again? That was so weird. Oh, there's a movement over there. I wasn't ready for this. Might be too bright, sorry, but something's happening. I don't know what's going on. Who's in there? Hello? The door is literally just open.
As Levy entered the room, a nearby door suddenly swung closed on its own. Startled by the movement, he froze and watched it for several seconds, trying to understand what had just happened. Eventually, he approached the doorway and searched the surrounding area, but once again, found nothing that could explain what he had witnessed. At this point, Levy was beginning to question whether he should continue exploring, but despite his growing unease, he decided to press on.
I noticed, I don't know if you guys noticed, but every wall has different colors. So it's like a yellow color. Yo, look at this safe. There's noises everywhere. Either somebody's here, either it's a spirit, but stuff like that sounds like something is here. I noticed like some of the numbers here, main walls are like numbered. Oh. What was that? Whoa. Whoa. It's funny how that thing's shaped like a cross, the wallpaper. Oh, the door just opened. I don't know if that was a bat or orb that came out, but the door literally just opened. Couldn't be the bat. There's no way that the door is so heavy for that bat to push the door open, but...
Only a short time later, Levy heard another loud noise somewhere behind him. As he turned to investigate, a second door appeared to open by itself. The incident left him visibly shaken. For several moments, he simply stood there, staring at the doorway and trying to figure out what had caused it to move. When he finally investigated, he once again found no obvious explanation. Unable to get answers, Levy left the area and continued toward the lower levels of the mansion. That's when he made one final discovery.
Yeah, but let's move on to those. Oh. Dude, that thing literally just sounded. Look, it's moving. It's moving. Yo. It was literally this sound. Yep. It was this sound. Yo, that's crazy. Yo, this place is... Nah. Oh, I just heard something over there. Yo, this place is crazy. And scary at the same time. There's something moving there. Maybe water drops. Maybe water drops. What is that? I don't know where the noise is coming from. I don't know if it's coming from downstairs. Something literally just walked through here. I don't know where that noise is coming from.
While moving through a hallway, Levy's camera appeared to capture what looked like a dark head briefly peeking out from a nearby room before disappearing from view. Naturally, he rushed over to investigate, but just like earlier incidents, he found nothing. By this point, Levy was clearly overwhelmed by everything he had experienced inside the mansion. Even so, he continued exploring for several more minutes. Fortunately, nothing else unusual occurred, and he eventually ended his investigation and left the property unharmed. To this day, there's no confirmed explanation for the shadow figure, the unexplained noises, or the doors that appeared to move on their own. Whether the mansion is genuinely haunted, or whether there are more ordinary explanations, remains unknown. But after reviewing the footage, many viewers came to the same conclusion. Whatever was causing the disturbances inside Glencliff Mansion seemed to be aware of Levy's presence long before he ever realized he wasn't alone. As always, I'll leave it up to you to decide what was really hiding behind the glass. In November 2022, a YouTuber named Josh uploaded a disturbing video to his channel, Exploring with Josh Extra. In the video, Josh and 3 of his friends set out to investigate an abandoned hotel somewhere in the United States during the early morning hours. After entering the building, the group began exploration in the basement, where they discovered several signs suggesting that people may have been living there at some point. Fortunately, they didn't encounter anyone. With nothing unusual happening below, the explorers moved upstairs to continue their investigation, but shortly after reaching the upper floors, they began hearing sounds that suggested they might not be alone after all.
And then don't shine the flashlight into the rooms at all. Just like keep the flashlight to the hallway. know. I have an idea. I flash in the... What was that? What's up?
You're joking.
No, you heard that?
No?
I heard like
heard
a
that too,
pants
right?
leg ruffle.
Yeah.
There's probably a person.
Oh, it was your backpack going against it. It was like this. I thought someone... I was like,
Yo, you need to calm down, bro. Because it's probably going to get a lot scarier than someone's backpack touching the wall.
yeah, you're right. Be careful. I mean, like, I'll show the light down. I'll show the hall. Did you hear that?
I heard a door.
Yo, I heard that too. I heard that
Literally
too.
a door hinge squeaking.
Mm-hmm. Dead serious?
Dead serious.
Let's go. Just kidding.
Let's go that way.
Let's be like Gypsum. I think there really is someone there. Hello?
We've been in here 5 minutes and we're already like flipping.
Okay.
All right.
How the homeless look.
Yo, where are we going, guys?
This is what we're Let's go towards that creepy noise. Good idea. This is not what we're filming.
Dude, this is like a horror. Okay, I'm thinking if there was a homeless person in a room, they'd shut the door.
Was that what the door speed was?
After hearing several strange noises, the group stopped and listened carefully, hoping to determine where the sounds were coming from. At first, they attempted to investigate, but despite searching nearby rooms and hallways, they found nothing that could explain what they had heard. As more noises echoed through the hotel, the explorers began to suspect that someone else might be inside the building. Whether it was a squatter, a homeless individual, or another trespasser, they couldn't be sure. What they did know was that exploring an abandoned building at 3 o'clock in the morning becomes far more dangerous when another person is involved. Not wanting to push their luck, the group decided it would be best to leave. However, before they could make it out of the hotel, the situation suddenly escalated.
Yo, this is so creepy with just a long hallway with a window at the end. Man, that's what it looks like without the light. It's like a Twilight Zone, Tower of Terror.
Like this door?
Someone's here. Let's get out here.
Get out.
Go.
Let's get out.
They're in the staircase.
Alright, so there's someone
Shh. She's screaming. You remember how to get out, right?
Yeah. And I have it on camera too.
Go, hold it open.
Yeah, we all do.
The person behind has to hold it for this.
I can't believe
He roared.
Yeah.
That dude.
Yeah, you know why? Because he was trying to scare us out.
I know.
As the explorers made their way toward the exit, they suddenly began hearing footsteps somewhere nearby. Then, without warning, a loud scream echoed through the building. Their reaction was immediate. Fearing that someone was approaching them, the group turned and ran for the stairs, desperately trying to find their way out before whoever was inside could reach them. Moments later, they successfully escaped the hotel and made it outside unharmed. Exactly who the individual was remains unknown. It's also unclear whether the person ever intended to confront the group at all. Based on the footage, the most likely explanation is that someone was already occupying part of the building and wanted the explorers gone. After hearing them moving through the hotel, the individual may have deliberately shouted in an effort to scare them away. If that was the goal, it worked. Fortunately, the encounter ended without violence, and the explorers escaped what could have become a much more dangerous situation. But for a few tense moments inside that abandoned hotel, they were forced to confront a reality that many urban explorers eventually face. Sometimes the most frightening thing inside an abandoned building isn't a ghost at all.
And that wraps up this episode. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe so we can keep bringing you more creepy, bizarre, and haunting tales. Check out the links below to dive deeper. And if you have your own creepy encounter, tell us in the comments. We might feature it in a future video. Until next time, sleep tight.